Greetings from Bangladesh. Hello everyone. This year this is our first episode, but our episode is going on now 76. Title of our episode is today The World of Poetry Recitation in Poet Voice Part 19. We are maintaining a slogan that is the one things. The sky of poetry is one. The tone of poetry is also one. But the many poets lives in different countries around the world. But their tone and their writing are same. That is the humanity. So friends, today, this year, for our first show, 7 countries, 9 poets are gathered here. So now I am declaring the honorable poet's name today. First of all, I am introducing from Bangladesh. Now I am inviting poet Kamrul Hassan. Now I am introducing one of the important poet who from Bangladesh. He is Mr. Kamrul Hassan. He is a well-known poet, translator, short story writer, travelist, essayist, critics. He is the generations of 80s. His first book of poems was published in 1991. Since then, 13 more books of poems have been published, including 2 volumes of selected poems, and English translation of his selected poems have been published recently. His total book published 25. At a professionally, he is a professor of a leading private university of Bangladesh. Now coming, poet Kamul Hassan to read out his first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toufiq, for that nice introduction. And I am really happy to join here with the poets of 7 other countries. Poetry is truly a unifying force that binds us together. And I tell that poetry is the passport that will take me across the borders. So, by welcoming everybody to the show, I read my first poem. Its title is The Soap. It is in Bangla and I translate it into English. I envy it. The quarters it traverses so easily are quite envious. And look in what a unique style it melts to make those youthful bodies look brighter. The way it washes a damsel's desire for death, her puberty. While I went in search of mystical elements, the soap roamed from street to street, leaving this opulent world with a desire to wash. It has truly tried hard in the camps of asylum seeking migrants. The queue of unclean, unwashed people got longer. It is the purely pride of water drops under countless armpit, the broken body of sunlight in those spherical bubbles. The soap is manifested in the combined circling of the boys, has flown to the damsel's wings by gentle puff of air. It sprayed a huge fragrance over those elaborate clouds. The mountains of the earth kept their bodies open. In that endless shower of the Shravana's downpour, I have seen a blazing soap of a deity in lightning's hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Outstanding performance, Mr. Kamul Hassan. You have read such a kind of beautiful poems that touches our heart. Now I am inviting our neighbor country from India, that is Baby Shah. Now I am introducing one of the persuasive poetess who from India. She is Baby Shah. She burns at Jhargam, West Bengal. She is a renowned poetess, essayist among the newly growing intellectual and creative people of Bengal. Completing her graduation and post-graduation in both English and Bengali and PhD in Ranchi University. She has proved herself to be one of the growing and influential poetess. She marked her excellence in poetry, prose, essays, articles, and stories in various little magazine, commercial magazine in West Bengal and Bangladesh. She published 7 poetry books. Her research work on the plaintive songs of the women of southeastern margin of Bengal, whose name Katna Geet Sangroho Itibitto was published 2019. She got many prestigious awards from different platforms for her great contribution in Bengal poetry. Also, she won one of the most prestigious awards from the West Bengal government, Tapushi Bosu Bangla Academy Award 2020 for the book Kadnagit for her unique and unparalleled contribution to preserve the subaltern history of poems, songs, and local culture. She is also an editor of web magazine who is named www.abohman.com. Her only translating book, Bekshore, Bekshore Kobita from North Korea. Now coming Baby Shao to read out her first poem today. Thank you.
নমস্কার। প্রথম কবিতা পড়ছি। কবিতাটির নাম হচ্ছে সময়। একটা অতিকায় আগুনের ভেতর নিজেকে সমর্পণ করে দিচ্ছ। ওং সাহা, ওং সাহা। জন্মজাত পরিচয়, চিহ্ন, নথিপত্রের মতো হৃৎপিণ্ডের আশা ছেড়ে ঝাঁঝালো গন্ধ হয়ে উঠছে। এরকম আগুনের স্বপ্ন বহুবার তোমাকে বিহ্বল ও আশান্বিত করে। ধীরে ধীরে ফিনিক্স হয়ে ওঠে এ সমাজ, রাষ্ট্র, কাঁটাতার। আমি এটার ট্রান্সলেশনটা পড়ছি। নাও ট্রান্সলেশন ইজ টাইম। You are pouring yourself in a dungeon of fire. Om Shaha, Om Shaha. The birth admits like the documents, leaving all the hopes. Becoming a pungent smell, the dream of this fire had made ill. The dream of this fire had made you amazed, perplexed. The society gradually becomes a phoenix state.
Thank you. Thank you, Baby Shao, for your beautiful poem. Again, now I am going to again towards India. Now I am inviting Pankhuri Sinha. Now, I am introducing one of the well-known poetess who from India, she is Pankhuri Sinha. She is bilingual young poetess and story writer from India. Her 2 books of poem published in English, Prison Topics and Dear Sujana, 2 collections of story published in Hindi called Koi Bhi Din and Kissai Kohinoor with Ganpit, one of the most prestigious publishing houses in Hindi. 5 collections of poetry book published in Hindi. Her poem has been published in many journals, anthologies, home and abroad. She received many prestigious national and international awards like Girija Kumar Mathu Award while studying for her bachelor in 1995. Chitra Kumar Soiles Moti Yanny Award for her first collections of stories in 2007. Shimapuri Times Rajiv Gandhi Excellent Award in 2013 for outstanding writing. First prize of poetry by Rajasthan Patrika in 2017. Protilipi Award for Poetry in 2018. Mathura Prasad Gunjon Award for her second collections of poems in Hindi in 2009-19. Kumud Tikku Award for a story in Hindi in 2020. Her script for the UGC documentary Cobra God Marchi won the Best Film Award in 1997. Her poem translated over 20 languages and published many countries around globe. She has set up an international group of poets called Poet Without Border. She received award Albania, Romania, Nigeria, Tunisia. Most recently, she won Galateo Prize for Poetry in Mother Language in Italy on 3rd June 2021. Pankhuri has unfinished PhD from University of Calgary from Canada. She worked in various positions as a journalist, lecturer, content editor. Now coming, Pankhuri Sinha to read out her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Tawfiq Sahab, for that very generous introduction. A big hello to everybody. Happy New Year. I think that the poem I wish to read is again, dealing with the situation that we all are dealing with. It's called Black Death. It will all be over, the dance of death, the long line of dead bodies before cremation grounds, people talking of smoke smell in the air. Death is frightening in its arrival, realization, and disposal. It will go, the image of death in that flowing black robe, triangular cap with a sharply pointed tip, axe in hand, the way you saw it in your childhood comic books, roaming hungry and thirsty in the streets right outside you. It will fade, life will win when its chosen few, with its chosen few. For as long as the earth is alive and the earth is older and younger than the heavens and all the forecasts of the gods, she has endured countless deaths of beloved sons, respected fathers, true lovers. She has cried silently in rain and thunder, in rivers and gorges, cascading waterfalls, silent ponds, having blessed them once. She has cried in floods and droughts, and she has persevered earthquakes, avalanches to keep alive. For as long as the earth is alive, there will be four seasons and the potential of yet another harvest cycle. For nothing arrives like spring and nothing falls like snow but this glorious morning. Bathing in golden sunshine, the choice is yours. Will you be there to greet it all? Choose yourself, lock yourself for as long as you can. And when you do step out, cover your face and hide from the crowd. It will be over. This madness of people dying, gasping for oxygen in cars parked outside hospitals, bodies piled under beds, just admitting patients. This callousness that killed so many in a blink will be over, and the tiny shrub growing unnoticed underneath your window will shoot up and send its flowering branches inside your window, and you will need to choose again. Will you keep it or will you let it go? My dear, choose wisely. Will you cut it all off or will you just trim? Will you also transplant, please? So the sunlight remains golden, bathing in green. Look at the curvy lines of your palm. The future belongs to you. Choose to befriend the greenery and let the black death never come back again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pankhuri Sinha, for your beautiful
Thank you
poem.
so much. Thank you.
Now from India, we are going to Turkey. Now coming, my sister Turkan Ergor. Yes, this is the time. Now I am introducing one of the important poetess who from Turkey. She is Turkan Ergor. She is a sociologist, philosopher, writer, poetess, columnist, ambassador for peace, world peace icon, and award-winning Turkish writer. She is an international ambassador for peace in some countries. She has won many awards and recognitions around the world from various institutions and organizations abroad and become a role model for all her writers' friends in worldwide. Turkan Ergor is a prominent writer whose articles and poems effective about life and environment. She got many prestigious awards from different countries of the world for excellent contribution of literature. She was named International Best Poet 2021 Her poems have been translated into different languages and published globally. Her poems were published in numerous international anthologies. Now coming Turkan Ergor to read out her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me, my brothers Toufiq Zohur and Hassan Rahman Samon. I am honored. Congratulations to all of you. Greetings from Turkey. Best regards. God bless all of you. I like all of you. Turkish of my poem. Hayal. Deniz saçlarını dağıtırdı dalgarının ucuna. Gelip giderdi saçları, duyulurdu sesleri. Dalgalarının ve saçlarının. Çok şey anlatırdı. Sanki bir hayal gibiydi. Ama değişmeyen tek gerçekti denizin varlığı. English of my poem, Dream. See, it would distribute its hairs to the end of its waves. Its hairs would come and go. Its sounds would be heard of its waves and of its hairs. It would tell a lot. It was like a dream, but the only truth that did not change, the presence of the sea. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear sister Turkan Ergor, for
I
your
thank you
beautiful poem.
too. I thank you too. Congratulations to all
Thank,
of you.
thank you. Thank you. From Turkey, now we are going to Russia. Now I am introducing my brother Kabishev Alexander. Now I am introducing one of the well-known poet who from Russia. He is Mr. Kabishev Alexander. He is a poet, writer, and a volunteer journalist of the Poet magazine, an active participant and director of the magazine at the Lifeline of Every Child Foundation, founder and head of the International Creative and Cultural Project, demagogue, editor-in-chief of the student magazine Humanity, author of the collections of short stories Nightmare, the collections of poems Dance of Poetry, the novel Red Coral, curator and organizer of the collections of modern prose and poetry Silicon Age, 2 volumes, and Whisper in the Wind, director of the documentary film ECLF, member of Russian Union of Writers, co-author of many collections and publications in magazine and online media. A number of his authors' work have been translated and published in Spanish, Arabic, English language. Now coming my brother Kabishev Alexander to read out his first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you for introducing me and thank you for this all warm words. And today I would like to share a few of my poems and I suggest to start with a poem I choose to believe. I choose to believe, I choose to forgive, I choose to remember, I choose simply. I choose to accept, I choose one more time, I choose no give up, I choose still to fight. I choose love my family, I'm proud of my friends. This poem now gone, but my choose never ends. Second poem will be Big Tree. You see in forest tall green tree, which separates in top to three. What three, you ask? My answer is, believe the honest and my peace. It's difficult imagine so. Someone could say, you thinking slow, but I'm a dreamer. This my path. I can see the reason to give up. I hope, believe, and even know I can find friends who thinking so. No need to change some in myself. They will accept me too as well. And then if I the forest tree, some way they also can same be. Together forest we which grow, and our dreams just special know. And in the end, I would like to read a small poem, Fate. What is my fate? And what is fate for you? I will answer, soulmate. Why winter of the hope still so blue? For us all fate has many ways. We choose it, find or follow, miss. Look to the person close to you. and this can be answer to all this. What is all fate? What we are all? Fate always answer, as I know. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for this.
Thank you, Kabishev Alexander, for your beautiful two poems you have to read now. I think this poem already touches on the people's heart. From Russia, now I am going to Italy. Now I am inviting Lucia Cupertino from Italy. Yes, this is the time. Now I am introducing one of the important poetess who from Italy. She is Lucia Cupertino. She is a poetess, cultural anthropologist, and translator. Currently living between Chile and Italy, attending a PhD at Complutense University, Madrid, Spain. Her first Champak book is titled Mardi Tasman, published 2014. Her full collection poetry, known Ha Teto La Mia Casa, was published in bilingual Spanish and Italian edition in 2016 by Casa de Poesidia, Costa Rica. She is founding member of La Machina Sopnanti, and the current editor focusing especially on South and Central America, indigenous people, traditional plant and agriculture, as well as migration. Some of her poems have been translated into English, Bengali, Chinese, Polish, and Arabian. Now coming, Lucia Cupertino to read out her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm very glad to be here with you and also listen to the other poets. And I'm going to read a poem called in Italian and then English version. And I would like to dedicate this participation to my daughter. She is only 3 months old, Aurora. So it's like my first reading before her birth, and also to my husband and love, Miguel. They are listening to me now. The poem is called Croco. Rifluisci nelle vene, storia, il 68, Pedro Alvarado, il volto di Servi della Greba, le indipendenze africane, le guerre del Peloponneso. Sentire sottopelle di quest'ampia storia le tante voci bisbigliare e prendere poi corpo, scalpitare e premere lungo polsi ed arterie, far ingrossare la carotide di zampillanti storie. Ma come ridire tutto questo? Come agire in ogni chiaro giorno per cui io corro? Come, miei cari amici, mie care piante, pietre ed entità invisibili di tutto il cosmo, io bene non so. Eppure spuntano crochi negli asili, ad ogni isolato, in scialbe palazzine, su panchine ansanti di porti brumosi. Per ogni donna, ogni uomo, un croco nuovo tra i palmi. E se domani un altro ne nascesse, più umano sarebbe il mondo ai piedi di se stesso. Crocus, flow back into your own veins history. 68, Pedro Alvarado, Faces of Serfs, the independence of African states, the Peloponnesian Wars. To hear the multitude of voices in such an expanse of history whispering under your skin and then turning to flesh, chomping at the bait and pressing along your wrists and arteries, engorging your carotid, gushing with stories. But how can all this be told anew? How should I act each bright day as I rush through? How can I act, dear friends, my dear plants, stones, and invisible beings of the entire cosmos? I certainly don't know. And yet, crocuses break through the ground in kindergarten, in every block of colorless tenements, on the breathless benches of foggy arbors. For each woman, each man, a new crocus in the palm of their hand, and if tomorrow another come to light, behold a more human world as its own feet. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucia, for your beautiful poem. From Italy, now we are going to Indonesia. Now, I am introducing one of the important poetess who from Indonesia. She is Yanny Widjanarko. She lives in Surabaya. Yanny is associated with several poetic sites like Poetry Soup and All Poetry since 2012, where she came across like-minded poet with whom she could share her passion. Her poem published many journals. Yearly hopes and dreams to get her poem published one day, and through them she wishes to convey the message that there is no darkness that is too dark for you to see, for you have the right to live higher beyond your fear. Now coming, Yanni with Janarko to read out her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you, Taufik. Good evening, folks. Pleasure to meet you all. Tonight, I would like to say thank you to Taufik because he giving me the opportunity to read four of my poems. And without any further ado, I will start with the first one, Night's Chanter. On 1,000 moons, she spins a yarn towards her and fate, towards her and scheme, towards her and affection, towards her who spun. On 1,000 nights, she sings to the quietude she seized, taken from a relentless dimension, harmonizing the hidden, vacuous, and grief, discordant notes within the cracks of moon spires, adores her nights with dusts of twinklers, her soul, the guardian of night angel, masquerades implicitness born through constellations, the lonesome chanter, the prude creator, chanting the fair as a lace. Yet, decent gate perches on her pale meadow, offering her opposite nature, her heart whimsical by curiosity, warmth, kisses, timidity. The moon chaser lost in the scenery of dawn. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Yanni, for your beautiful
Should I?
poem. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Before we
thank
are
you.
returning Bangladesh and go to poet Kamrul Hassan, I am reading some visitors' comments. Poet Mahfuza Ononna is writing, "Congratulations, dear poet Kamrul Hassan." Muhammad Hussein is telling, "I hear you are reciting poems, dear poet Kamrul Hassan, very fine and dandy." Poet Shoibal Nur is telling, "Shubho Ho." Poet Kushal Bhomik is telling, "Hail poetry." Mahbub Shetu is telling, "Shubho Kamana." Again, I am going to poet Kamrul Hassan to read out his second poem. Now I request to poet Kamrul Hassan, he now comes and read his second poem. Now coming, poet Kamrul Hassan.
Thank you very much, Tawfiq. But our guest poet from Greece, Dimitris, has not recited his poem. Would you like
Is
to
he
invite
present?
him after me?
Is he present?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he's there. He's there.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I could not see him. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
I'm really
let
sorry.
the first circle be completed with
Oh,
his
sure, sure,
poetry.
sure. Sure. Yes, I'm really sorry I could not see my friend Dimitris. Thank you very much. You are joined already. Thank you. Now I am introducing one of the important poet who from Greece. He is Mr. Dimitris P.Kraniotis. He is the author of 9 poetry books and the editor-in-chief of an international poetry anthology in English. He has won international awards for his poetry, which has been translated in 25 languages and published in many countries around the world. He has participated in international poetry festival. He is academician in Italy, Doctor of Literature, President of 22 and World Congress of Poets, Greece 2011, President of World Poets Society WPS, Director of Mediterranean Poetry Festival Larissa, Greece, Ambassador of Movement Poet del Mundo to Greece and member of World Poetry Movement WPM. Now coming, Mr. Dimitris P.Kraniotis to read out his first poem today. Thank you.
Hello from Greece. Thank you for the invitation. I will read some poems in Greek and in English. My first poem has the title In a Flash. Άψε σβήσε. Παραβίασε στα σύνορα που έθαψαν το γνώθι σε αυτόν. Γκρέμισε στις φυλακές πίσω από κουρτίνες που πυρπόλησε η σπίθα της σουργή σου. Χωρίς ουρλιαχτά, χωρίς ψιθύρους, στο άψε σβήσε, έτσι απλά γέννησες φως. Σαν αγκάλιασες όσα δεν λέγονται, μα γράφονται στο σκοτάδι. In English now. In a flash. You violated the borders which buried their know thyself. You destroyed prisons behind curtains, turned ablaze by the spark of your anger. Without cries, without whispers, in a flash, that symbol it was. You gave birth to light when you embraced what isn't told, although written in darkness. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dimitris P.Kraniotis, for your beautiful poem. Though we don't understand the language of Spanish, Greek, or Turkish, but we have to understand the rhythm of poetry. So that all poetry tones are same. Before I started, I told you. Thank you very much. Now I am going to poet Kamrul Hassan. Now coming poet Kamrul Hassan to read out his second poem today. Thank you.
Much, poet Toufiq Zohur. Um, this poem of mine is written in my mother tongue, Bangla, and I translated it into English. Its title is An Elegy of Birthday. I had birthday on 22nd of December, but this poem is written much ahead of many years ago. The birthday has appeared silently, and we have hurriedly hidden our birthmarks. The year brings that message that is impregnated by the pollen dust. The face of our poems are all smile and well washed. Even if we can peep into the bedroom from the sitting room, yet the bedroom is fitted on a distant galaxy. The fossil of memories and weep are on the berry plant. The upsur's face looks down under the rain of Shravan. Distant spaces crosses light years. It is quite difficult to be close to that complexity. The status is sharp and unbending. The birthday has appeared suddenly and we have silently submerged our griefs. The autumn brings that message that has no burning mark of rain. The faces of our sweethearts are saddened and wet with tears. Even if we can peep into our youth from this advanced age, it is inadmissible distant galaxy. The fruit of smile and ecstasy are on the skin of pregnant girls. The weeping of burnt land under the fire of hot summer. On our way we find millions of stars of the sky. It is madly needed to realize the existence of the invisible. His face is beyond perception, hues and dim on the Milky Way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your beautiful poem, poet Kamrul Hassan. Now I am reading some visitors' comment. Our senior respected poet Sultan Muhammad Razzaq is written, feeling good. Congratulations to all poets of different part of world. Good event, good direction. Thank you. Stay with us. Tasfia Rahman is telling Kamul Hassan sir, congratulations. Thank you, Tasfia Rahman. Stay with us and watch this program again. Our senior poet and our generations of 80s poet Mahmoud Hafiz is telling, love this. Best wishes for all poets. Thank you, Mahmoud Hafiz brother. Stay with us and watching this program. Thank you very much. Now I am going to poet Baby Shao. Now coming poet Baby Shao to read out our second poem today. Thank you.
পড়ছি, বেঙ্গলিতেই পড়ছি। ভাদু, কবিতাটির নাম ভাদু। আজকাল তোমাকে শান্ত এক ডিঘি মনে হয়, বহু শতাব্দী ভেগে কয়েকটি জলপথ পেরিয়ে শান্ত তুমি, অধিক শান্ত এক পথের দিকে চেয়ে আছো চুপচাপ। দুহাতে পাখির ডাক, ঠোঁটে জমে আছে রিক ও শব্দ। তোমার চোখে কুয়াশা মণ্ডিত সরল বর্গীয় ছায়া। উদাস অথচ মায়াময় দৃশ্য শহরকে মুগ্ধ করছে। শুধু এক একলা ঈশ্বরী বহু উপেক্ষা সত্ত্বেও অপেক্ষায় বসে আছে অসি চালনা লিখবে বলে। উড়ে যাওয়া সেই বুনো টিয়া, পারলে তাহাকে দু চারটে রক্তপাত দিও। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you, poet Baby Shao, for your beautiful poem. UNESCO has to declare the fourth sweetest language, that is Bangla, the mother language of our. Really, it is the sweetest language of all languages. Thank you very much. Thank you, Baby Shah, for your beautiful poem. Now I am going to again Pankhuri Sinha. Now coming Pankhuri Sinha to read out her second poem today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The title of this poem is October in America. Peaches plucked, sweetness lingered in the air. Soon the ground will be white. Icicles dancing from the trees, temperatures could tear your skin like polar bear and the puma. But wait, not yet. Behold, the fall is still here. The old man oak is golden like nothing else can ever be, shining in the sunset where the red of maple and birch and poplar and so many more stand basking in a glory eternal. Dear motherland of adopted paperwork, why did you banish me like a stepchild unwanted? I remember and celebrate the beauty of your fall colors. Nowhere has autumn such splendor. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankhuri Sinha, for your beautiful poem. Malika Parveen is telling, sir, congratulations. Tasfia Rahman again telling, অসাধারণ Kamrul Hassan sir. Thank you very much. Stay with us. Now again I am going to Turkan Ergor. Now coming Turkan Ergor to read out her second poem today. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Turkish of my poem. Dönebilseydim. Sonunda döner herkes ait olduğu yere. Gider. Belki gitmek ister, belki gitmek istemez. Ama sonunda insanlar dönerler ait olduğu yere. Dönmek isteği olur belki istemeden gönülsüzce. Ama ben dönmek isterdim eğer dönebilseydim ait olduğum yere. Sessizce. Çünkü bir gül gördüm. Daha önce hiç görmediğim gönül bahçesinde. English of my second poem. If I could return, everyone finally returns, goes where they belongs. Maybe they want to go, maybe they don't want to go. But finally, people returns to where they belong. There becomes the quest to return, perhaps unintentionally, reluctantly. But I I would want to return, if I could return, where I belong, quietly, because I saw a rose never seen before in the feelings garden. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Turkan Ergor, for your beautiful poem again. Now I am reading one of the visitors' comments, that is Tasfia Rahman. She has to written, আমাদের প্রিয় কামরুল হাসান স্যার যখন আমাদের পুরো বাংলাদেশকে একা রিপ্রেজেন্ট করে তখন স্যারের স্টুডেন্ট হিসাবে নিজেকে খুব ভাগ্যবতী মনে করি। Thank you for your beautiful comments, Tasfia Rahman. Stay with us and watch this program. Thank you. Now I am going to Russia. Again coming Kabishev Alexander to read out his second poem. Now coming again Kabishev Alexander. Thank you.
Thank you. With the second poem, I suggest you all remember some our past days and go back to the school. School memories. I remember my school days. This time was a lot of ways for study or for fun. Now I see this all like one. How it was? You tell me, please. I want memory increase. We was children all in school. Now grow up and knowledge full. Teachers, friends, my study books, and the strongest Mr. Fuchs. Here a lot of was events. I believe no, that now can end. Well, remember also hard, but I still keep school in heart. Guess you all has had this time. Friends, please tell me, am I lying? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kabishev Alexander, for your beautiful poem. Now I am going to again Lucia Cupertino, who from Italy. Now coming Lucia Cupertino to read out her second poem today. Thank you.
Yes, I'm going to read again in Italian and then English. And I would like to thank Pina Piccolo, who is my translator for the English version. I bordi del mondo. Un picchio becca i bordi del mondo. Crollerà? Mi chiedi irrequieto. Cancellati appena dalla nebbia che contagia questo bosco, ti rispondo sicura, ma no. All'interno echi, crollerà? Crollerà? Sembra tutto tranquillo nonostante la recinzione dell'area riservata alla caccia cominci qui, nonostante gli aerei volino bassi fin dove tu ed io ci siamo spinti alla ricerca dell'albero che regge il cosmo con l'intenzione di salire fino alla costellazione di tuo padre. Non crolla ancora. Il fruscio delle foglie secche ci accompagna lungo il sentiero. Guarda, dal fosso è spuntato un serpente e l'impeto di verdi e rossi scoperchia l'otre del mondo. Da lì arrivano le anime addolorate con le loro nenie sigillate da secoli. Da lì arrivano a farla pagare cara. Un picchio becca i bordi del mondo e un suono di tamburo si versa. Crolla tutto, corriamo, ma non lo dico, solo ti abbraccio. The edge of the world. A woodpecker picks at the edge of the world. Will it collapse? Restless, you ask me. As we stand slightly erased by the fog infecting the woods, I confidently answer, no way. Yet the forest echoes back, will it collapse? Will it collapse? It all seems quiet, even here where the fences of hunting air begins, despite low-flying planes overhead deep in the forest, far as we could reach, seeing the tree that hold the cosmos, meaning to climb it up to your father constellation. It's not collapsing yet. The rustle of dry leaves accompanies us along the path. Look, a snake has come out of the ditch, and a rush of greens and reds uncovers the one skin of the world. Whence come the grieving souls with their century-old sealed lullabies? They are coming here to make us pay dearly. A woodpeck picks at the edge of the world, and drum beats pour out. Everything is collapsing. Let's run. but I don't say it. I just hug you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucia Cupertino, for your beautiful poem. Now I'm going to Dimitris P.Kraniotis. Now coming, poet Dimitris P.Kraniotis to read out his second poem. Thank you.
My second poem has the title Moving. First in Greek. Μετακόμιση. Γυμνοί πια χρώματα ντυθήκαμε. Λέξεις και φωνές γδίσαμε. Τυφλοί πια το φως ήπιαμε. Τον θάνατο κολυμπήσαμε. Με αλκοόλ και τσιγάρα στις αποσκευές ψευδομαρτυρήσαμε. Ποιοι είμαστε ξεχάσαμε. Πάνω σε ένα πουλί τη ζωή μας χτίσαμε και ξαναπετάξαμε. Απλώς μετακομίσαμε. And now in English. Moving. We are naked now. We don't the colors. Addressed words and voices. We are blind now. We drank the light. Swam in death. With alcohol and tobacco in our language, we testified falsely, forgetting who we are. We built our life on a bird, and we flew again. Simply, we moved. Thank you.
Thank you, Dimitris P.Kraniotis, for your beautiful poem. Now I'm going to Yanny with Janarko. Now coming, Yanny with Janarko to read out her second poem today. Thank you. Please unmute your phone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My second one, and the title is Black Marmalade. Slicing the instinct, the arcane was torn, curses spit, teardrop baited as the breath hunts. Wound wide open, the heart cries, the ripple of pain, unable to stem, the Cimmerian sigh, loud and stay. Body falls along with the breach of hope, toying life unwillingly to be blamed. The chain of fate, convoluted by mistakes, incised by the fortune of another story. Shouted a shout, inevitable sad, reverses direction and unpredictably impaled. Breath blows the true bitterness, jaded in each lamentation, tired of every abnormalities which frequently ensue, longing for the things which reasonably flows as it should. Life is about to choose, though destiny had its own script. We have awarded a red carpet, but sorry if we still walk on the imperfections of life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Yanni with Janarko, for your beautiful poem. Though in our previous program, we have to receive 4 poems from each poet, but today in our network problem, studio network problem, so that today we will take 3 poems from each poet, so that this is the last time. Now I am going to again poet Kamrul Hassan. Now poet Kamrul Hassan is coming to read out his final poem today. I'm really sorry we cannot take 4 poems today. We are only taking 3 poems today. Thank you very much. Now coming poet Kamrul Hassan to read out his final poem today. Thank you.
Thank you. This time I will read first in my own language, Bangla, to give the readers a taste of my language, its flavor. The name of the poem is পৃথিবীর প্রতিচ্ছবি আমার গ্রামে। আমার গ্রামে আমি এই পৃথিবীর প্রতিচ্ছবি দেখি। এ গ্রামের বায়ু পৃথিবীর বাতাস থেকে বিভক্ত নয়। তার জলের হাত ধরে আছে পৃথিবীর অন্য সব জল। এর নারীর কাঠামো পৃথিবীর নারীদের কাঠামোর অবিকল। বৃক্ষ পৃথিবীর অপরাপর বৃক্ষের মতোই সবুজ সুশীতল। তার আকাশে যে মেঘ ভাসে সে তো পৃথিবীর মেঘদের মতো। এখানে ডালে ডালে বসে আছে যে হরিদ বরণ পাখি, তারা কি অন্য কোনো পৃথিবীর পাখি? তারা মাতা বসুন্ধরার পাললিক বৈভবের ভরা দেহ রাখি। আমার গ্রামে আমি পৃথিবীর মুখচ্ছবি দেখি। এ গ্রামের মাটি পৃথিবীর মৃত্তিকার ছাপচিত্র এক দেহলীন। তার আকাশের ডানা ধরে আছে পৃথিবীর অন্যান্য আকাশ। এর নদীর স্রোত পৃথিবীর নদীদের স্রোতের অবিকল। ফুল পৃথিবীর অপরাপর ফুলের মতোই বর্ণময় হাসি হাসি। তার সমুদ্রে যে মাছ ভাসে সেও তো পৃথিবীর মাছদের মতো। এখানে কুঞ্জে কুঞ্জে বসে আছে যে শ্যামল বরণ নারী, তারা কি অন্য কোনো গ্রহের পরী? তারা মাতা অঙ্গ উদ্ভাসিত অধিবাস্তব জড়ি। আমার গ্রামে আমি এই পৃথিবীর শীতনিদ্রা দেখি। Now I'll read the translation of this poem. Reflection of the world in my village. I see the reflection of this world in my village. The wind of this village is not separated from the rest of the world. The water of the world is holding the hands of her water. The form of his women are exactly similar to those of others. The trees are as green and cool as the trees of the world. The clouds that float on her sky are very much like those of the world. The yellow-colored birds perching on its branches are the birds of another world. They are the full-bodied bondage of the richness of planet's soil. I see the face of the world in the face of my village. The soil of this village is the print of Earth's soil and merged. The wings of her skies are touching those of the world. The current in her stream is exactly similar to those of planet Earth. The flowers are as smiling and colorful as other parts. Fishes that swim in her seas are like the seas of the world. The dark-colored women who are sitting in the shrubs of this village, are they the female from another planet? They are the damsels of the body and soul of Mother Earth. I see the hibernation of this world in my village. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, poet Kamrul Hassan, for your beautiful heart-touching poem. Really, it was amazing poetry. Thank you very much. I just read one comments from visitors. তাসফিয়া রহমান again telling কামরুল হাসান স্যার থেকে যতবার এই কবিতা শুনি ততবারই মনে হয় স্যারের এক অনন্য আবিষ্কার কবিতা। Thank you তাসফিয়া রহমান for your beautiful comments. Now I am going to Baby Shao. Now coming poet Baby Shao to read out her final poem today. Thank you.
কবিতাটির নাম অর্ধনারীশ্বর। বিচ্ছেদেরও মস্ত বড় রূপকথা আছে, বিচ্ছেদেরও মস্ত বড় রূপকথা আছে। গল্প শুরু এবং শেষের পংক্তিতে একাকী বসে আছো তুমি। তোমার দেহের অলিগলি পার হয়ে বোনা হচ্ছে শস্য দানা। এক একটি কবুতর ভাগা ডানা নিয়ে ক্ষতময় ঠোঁট নিয়ে নেড়ে চেড়ে দেখছে। দেহের ভেতর জল জমে, মাটি জমে, শুধু রোদ নেই বলে কিছুতেই অঙ্কুর হচ্ছে না। আচ্ছা, এটার ট্রান্সলেশন হচ্ছে অর্ধনারীশ্বর। A great fairy tale is there of break up. The story shines, and in the last line, you keep on shitting. Riding through your body's alleged grains are being connected. One by one, Widjanarko with their broken wings are examining the injured leaves. Water is there in the body, there is soil. Only without the sun, without the light, nothing is going to be born. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Baby Sao, for your outstanding poetry. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to Pankhuri Sinha. Now is coming Pankhuri Sinha to read out her final poem today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toufiq. And I just want to confess that when I was reading my poem October in America, I left out two earlier stanzas. I just want to read one, just 4 lines. Leaves shed, food made and stored for the approaching winter. The dear old apple tree is done with photosynthesis. It's just remembering another season, another sort of climate altogether. Anyways, so here is the final poem, and it's called Lovely Summer Afternoon. I also do write in Hindi. I have many, many poems, but I'm very bad at translating my own poems. So I have maybe about 3 of them translated, and I thought maybe I'll read these ones. Lovely summer afternoon. 2 of us out, no snow, no rain, no sleet, no drought. All bad news far away from us. What a blissful hideout. How nice, just music so loud. Didn't even read in the morning the papers online, Twitter dormant, watched a hockey game or a cricket match, and as soon as a notification of yet another fire popped up, put it aside. It's our day out. In the fields and the mountains, leaves churning underneath our feet, and no freshly dug graves. And now am now a product of the Positive Reading Club. All my senses clipped, common and special, emotions checked, border crossings inserted. There is too much to think and worry about, too many protest marches to be taken out, but later. But later, in this breeze under the open sky in a woodland so far away, my dear, let us just celebrate the healing power of nature and love, pure and selfless, enduring and ductile. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pankhuri Sinha, for your beautiful poem. Let us celebrate the healing power of nature. Really, it was an amazing line. Thank you very much. Now I am going to Turkan Ergor. Now coming Turkan Ergor to read out our final poem today. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Turkish of my poem. Zannettin, sen zannettin, bana kötülük ettin. Sen bana kötülük yapmak isterken aslında sen bana iyilik ettin. Gidişin daha iyi oldu gelişinden. Sen sebep oldun bana bunları düşündüren. English of my poem. You thought, you had done evil me. When you wanted to do evil me, actually you did favor me. Your going was better from your coming. You caused, made think of this me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, my sister Turkan Ergor, for your beautiful short poems. Now
Yes.
I'm going to my brother from Russia, Kabishev Alexander. Now coming Kabishev Alexander to read out his final poem today. Thank you.
Thank you. Today I would like to finish with one more bright and happy memory poem from childhood. Sun and childhood. The sunny weather is today. That means on street I can go play. Today I old and clouds in the sky. I feel so bad and nature cry. Blew warm wind and all trees was green. I feel the sun kiss on my skin. Today so cold and winds with snow, and all things go out of control. I was a child, it was sun, but even now I am not one. The sun still shines and sky still blue. My childhood gone. That's what I mean. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Really, it was a beautiful poem. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to request to read out her final poem, that is Lucia Cupertino. Now is coming Lucia Cupertino to read out her final poem today. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to thank you, Toufiq, for the invitation, also Uddan TV production, and all the poets. And to finish, I would like to read a poem about the Syrian conflict. I wrote this poem some years ago, but unfortunately, it's still a very current topic. Caotici segni. La sua casa è calda, accogliente, piena di modesti tappeti, il portone dipinto di mare, la scala a chiocciola ocra, dal balcone si intravede la deserta libreria di quartiere e in cucina c'è del Makdus. Tutto è sobrio e sa di pace. Sulla lavagna qualche parola araba della lezione appena conclusa, spiegazioni con caotici segni, parti appena cancellate, il foglio stropicciato e rotto. Così è la Siria, mi dice, incrociando grave il mio sguardo. Un cumulo rosso, nero e grigio, qualche insegna in arabo ad indicare strade che non esistono più, tende stropicciate fra mobili e pezzi e tazze di tè con zolle di calcinacci, mani mozzate a non sostenerle. Chaotic signs. His house is warm and welcoming, full of modest carpets, the front door painted of sea, the spiral staircase of ochre. From the balcony you can glimpse the deserted neighborhood library. Some Makdus is read in the kitchen. Everything is simple and peaceful. On the blackboard a few Arabic words from the lesson that just ended. Explanation with chaotic signs. Words were just erased, a piece of paper broken and crumbled. Syria is like that, he tells me, somberly meeting my glance. A red, black, and grey pile, a few Arabic signs indicated streets that no longer exist, crumpled curtains between broken pieces of furniture, and teacups with pieces of plaster as sugar cubes. Cut off ends are not there to hold them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucia Cupertino, for your beautiful poems. Best of loves of your son, who is only 3 months. Thank you very much. Visitors Parvin Shanas is telling very nice presentations, good wishes for all poets. Thank you. Stay with us. Now I am going to poet Dimitris P.Kraniotis. Now coming poet Dimitris P.Kraniotis read out his final poem today. Thank you.
Yes, I will read my last poem for today. First in Greek. Στο νεκρό ποιητή της αφάνειας. Μπράβο σου, νίκησες, δεν πρέπει να λυπάσαι. Τα ανέκδοτά σου, ποίηματα, πάντοτε να θυμάσαι, δεν θαύτηκαν, δεν λύγησαν στο πέρασμα του χρόνου. Σαν το χρυσάφι μες στη γη, μένουν, ποτέ δεν λιώνουν. Θα αργήσουν, όμως θα δοθούν κάποτε στο λαό τους, να του προσφέρουν το γλυκό αθάνατο καρπό τους. In English now, to the dead poet of obscurity, in honor of the dead unpublished poet. Well done, you have won. You should not feel sorry. Your unpublished poems, always remember, have not been buried, haven't bent under the strength of time. Like gold inside the soil, they remain, they never melt. They may be late, but they will be given to their people someday to offer the sweet, their sweet, eternal essence. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dimitris P.Kraniotis, for your beautiful poem. Now I am going to Yanny with Janarko. Now coming Yanny with Janarko to read out her final poem today. Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, this is my last poem, and the title is The Late Night Moral Owl. Suppose that life is not a limitation. Suppose that it stands, strips each and every casement of the mist, penetrate the penetrate the time limits, penetrate the gray shutter, an illegible wilderness, a term that created to never stop. Each individual is like running, but does not stepping. It's like carried away, drift to the mainstream of nowhere. Restrictions unstoppable. Once in a while, we confine, define. You feel like understand, but moreover provoked in guessing. You are trapped in a perception, your virtual world, the elapsed labyrinth, the history by you, created over the ideas, shapes of you. Say that you've been created by the basis of world's presumptions. Will it be better stripped by the dimension of infinite freedom? This poem is inspired by an inspirational quote that says, if the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to a man as it is, infinite, by William Blake. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, poet Yanny Widjanarko, for your lovely poems. That's the finish of our program today. Today, 8 poems has to recite their own poems and also translated in 36. 36 poetry already recited today. About poems, about poetry, about program. I would like to request poet Kamrul Hassan to say something about today's program, today's poems, and today's participant. So I request poet Kamrul Hassan to finish this program. Only 2 minutes, Mr. Kamrul Hassan. You say something about program, about poetry, about poems. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Our host, poet Toufiq Zohur, is truly a very beautiful program because it's based on friendship and harmony. Poets all over the world have similar kind of feelings. They love nature, they love people, they love whatever is beautiful on earth. They praise the works of God and nature. So we have similarity in our emotions, we have similarities in our thoughts and perception. It's beautiful that poet Toufiq Zohur, you have brought poets from different countries of the world. Basically, we are one human race. I believe in that, although we are differentiated by language, land, borders, passports, and other things. But we human beings, we can talk to each other. We all love our planet Earth. And this is a beautiful forum. Poetry can break the barriers between people. Uh, we poets want to see a beautiful world, safe for our children and safe for our next generation. No infighting, no battle, no chaos in this world. But it is not happening. So poets actually they are the messengers of, you can say, God. So they tell the truth, and in their writings coming reality and also the dream that we wish to see world as a friendly world. And this kind of poetic forums, that poets talking from different parts of the world, reading out, reciting their poems, can breeze, can create a breeze of friendship and knowing each other. We need to know each other, and we. It's beautiful that you have introduced these poets to our Bangla readers. So I truly appreciate your work, poet Toufiq Zohur. And I'm happy to see the faces of these poets from different lands. For the first time, I'm sure we are seeing them, and I hope to see them again. And they are all welcome to our country, Bangladesh. If they wish to visit when Corona is gone, they are welcome to visit Bangladesh. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much, poet Kamrul Hassan, for your beautiful speech. Before we leave the studio, we have an announce from our friend Kabishev Alexander. My friend Alexander is want to say something. My friend, now you can tell me only 1 minute. Alexander, you can tell only 1 minute, please.
Thank you a lot. I would like to share about our project Hyperpoem. Hyperpoem is global project which should make a new world record in poetry world to connect the most number of poets in one book, in one big hyperpoem. Each poet should give us for participation only 4 lines poem and full the form as an example. All examples I can provide if you're interested to take part in. Just please send me messages and in social networks, and we will join you, connect, and you will be in Hyperpoem. Thank you a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Kabishev, for your beautiful announcement. Thank you very much. Mr. Dimitris, would you like to say one thing, only 1 minute? Mr. Dimitris?
Yes, yes.
Yes, 1 minute, only 1 minute, please.
Poetry unites the people. Poetry always promote the global peace and the brotherhood of peoples. This is the message for the people, for the nations of all the poets around the world. This is my message.
Thank you. Thank you, Dimitris, for your wonderful message for the nation, for the world peoples. I would like to request my friend Pankhuri Sinha. You can say something only 1 minute, please. Pankhuri Sinha.
Yes. Well, first of all, big thank you to you, and it was wonderful to be here with all of these lovely, very distinguished poets with their lovely poems. And I think that listening to them and being a part of this, sort of this poetry program was wonderful. Like everybody is saying, that poetry can really be a harbinger of peace and unity and brotherhood and sisterhood and winning over so many of the problems that we are facing in this world. So I think that we as poets have a big responsibility to write about the problems and the challenges as well as the beauty of the world and peace and all of that. There are many ways of approaching a topic. I'm sure that everybody will agree with it. So I think poetry has a lot on its shoulders to do and accomplish, and I'm sure that poetry will continue to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pankhuri Sinha, for your beautiful, wonderful message. I would like to request Lucia Cupertino to give something, only 1 minute. Lucia Cupertino, please say something, only 1 minute. Thank you.
Yeah, big thank you to you, to everybody, and it's really enriching. Listen to all these poets, their languages, and in a globalized time, no, is very important to maintain our own languages. And I hope one day to visit Bangladesh, if possible, because poetry is very beautiful when enters into the schools, into education. So um, uh, in presential way, no? And also I would like to invite you to read our magazine. Well, it's in Italian, but we have also somehow an English version. La macchina sognante, Italian, and the dreaming machine is the translation. You can find it online. So a big hug to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucia Cupertino, for your beautiful message. Finally, I'm going to my sister, Turkan Ergor. Turkan Ergor, I would like to request you to say something, only 1 minute. Please unmute your phone. Unmute your phone. Just unmute. Unmute your phone. Unmute,
Okay.
yes.
I-
Okay, sure.
Okay.
We're hearing.
Okay.
Yes.
Great program. I like it. Um, Different countries, different languages, but love is the common language of all poets. Poets describe love in their poems.
Thank you.
I, I thank you
Thank
too.
you. Thank
I
you, my
speak a
sister.
little. Thank you too.
Thank you. No
I
problem. Thank you for your beautiful,
I speak a
beautiful.
little English. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And
I think
finally, Yanny with Janarko to say something only 1 minute. Please, this is the last moment. Now, Yanny with Janarko, please say something only 1 minute about program, about poetry, about poets. Only 1 minute.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity that you gave to me today. It is very pleasure to have a collaboration with all of the poets around the world. This is the new experience for us. And also poetry for me is like expression of our personality, expressions about situations around us. And I believe that when we share culture in here, we also can share um, good relationships inter-regional or inter-country. So I believe that today it is really a precious time to meet all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Yanni, for your beautiful speech. This is the
Okay.
ending speech from Yanni. That's the completed of our program today. But this is not the ending program. This is the introducing program of
my
this year.
brother.
Yes,
My
my
brother.
sister.
Yes,
Yes,
I can say poetry.
yes, yes, yes.
Poetry for me is a brief summary of the thoughts, feelings, words, and sometimes imagination. Poetry is an art that embellishes emotions. Poetry is to communicate with words. The common language of poetry is love. Although we speak different languages, we all speak the same language with poetry and express love.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. That's the
Thank you,
completion
Turok.
of our
Thank you.
program.
Congratulations.
Finally I just read one comments from viewers. Parvin Shaniat is telling Kamul Hassan is a very brilliant point. We proud of you. Thank you very much. That's the completion of our program. But the world is not free from COVID. Stay safe, be safe. When you go out from outside from your home, please use mask and sometimes you do sanitize in your hand because the COVID is not free from world. So be safe, stay safe. We will do a lot of program in further future. So that today the program is completed. Thank you. Bye bye. Good evening, good night, and good morning, everybody. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.